Welcome back in to Climbing the Summit podcast, where the ultimate summit is self-discovery, self-realization. I'm your host, Danny Cobbin, and today is about motivation. No, not motivation as in you rah-rah, you can do it kind of thing. Motivation is the reason, as in the reason why you and I as human beings oftentimes struggle is because we don't understand, we don't see the power of our thought. We don't understand how it sits on our bit of consciousness and influences us to do it, things that we didn't think that we should do in the moment. And the reason why is because for so many of us, we weren't taught, we weren't shown that our thoughts are not us. That person that is talking inside your head, even though it's been with you all your life, does not make that you. It's not the same as you. And what happens is for 20, 30, 40 years, people think that, I've been thinking negative thoughts. I've been thinking this way, and I'm going to automatically change because I now have the information that I'm not my thinking. And the reason why is because we as human beings, we in America have been taught that this is a sprint, not a marathon. But I promise you that this is a marathon. It's like dieting. And what happens with dieting is we think that this diet is going to get us where we want to go, or the next diet is going to get us where we want to go. And we rack up these failures because we don't understand that a quick fix, a sprint to a specific point isn't going to get us where we want to be. It will help us. Yes, we set a destination, we set a time, we put a time and date on that thing that we want. Yes, that will help put us in that direction. But once we have gotten to that time, once we have gotten to that date, what's next? Are we going to allow our thinking? Are we going to allow that piece of us to hold us down and keep us in the same position because it's easier to do? Or are we going to break out? Are you going to break out of the habitual thinking, the habitual patterns that you've been stuck in your entire life? It ain't easy to do. And what I mean is when I left my full-time job, I thought it was a sprint. I thought everything would be figured out month one, year one, and everything would be gravy after that. But here's the thing. If you don't think you can achieve something, I'm not telling you don't try. Because attempting gets you a little bit further up the path. But you have to know that you're going to make it. And this failure and the next failure is actually a learning lesson so that you can move forward in the way that truly feels organic to you. Yeah, up front, it looks like failure. Up front, there's not a lot of movement. And it's like when you're in the gym, January, February, and you're busting it, and you think you're supposed to see some type of change in that first month, in that second month. But that's not how it works. Yes. So as a transformational coach, I talk about transformation all the time. And transformation, yes, all the information, going to learn all the things, to get all the information, studying, learning, those things are great. But unless you start to put the things that you learn into action and see how those things are affecting you in everyday life, you're going to forever be behind the eight ball, behind the curve. I know because I thought that taking the sprint, pushing harder towards my goals, not taking the break was going to get me where I wanted to go. And it actually led to burnout. It led to me getting Bell's palsy, half my face not working, and having to overcome that. But even there on the journey, I learned something about my experience. I learned I need to slow down. I needed to take the break. I need to take that opportunity to see how my internal organism, my internal light, my internal being, what that place is inside of me that we call home actually looks like. So this set me on a mission, right? So on the mission, originally, I'm meditating. I don't know why I'm meditating. I'm meditating because somebody told me I needed to meditate. And I'm struggling because my internal world is so loud that I don't know what to do. But after going to Super Coach Academy, after learning that I am not my thinking, I am not my thoughts, after learning how the fundamental principles behind life operate and how they can help you and me live a better life, after learning about those things, after getting a partner, finding somebody who I could walk this journey with, shout out Jason. We disagree on some things. We don't see everything eye to eye. I love the mystics, the sides of yoga. He loves stoicism. He loves the sciencey part of things. And what's cool is my mentor once said, there's the science and then there's the feeling of it all. And it's when you mix the two together that you ultimately move in the direction that you want to go. So 4 years ago, I left that full-time job. I'm struggling through things. I think everything is supposed to change. I find out that every step on this journey is about finding my pace in real time so that I can run the marathon. 4 years later, I'm now enjoying parts of my life that I didn't think I would previously get to enjoy. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was looking at the outside world like that's the thing that needed to change. But really, it was a process of the things in here needing to change. So here we are 4 years later, and now I'm in yoga and we're meditating. And originally, I'm meditating because other people tell me I'm supposed to meditate. But there's got to be something here. Or else all these books, all these people wouldn't be talking about meditation. So I start the journey of seeing how I can quiet my own mind, how if I can still that like internal lake so that I can see the full reflection of my true being, well, then I have an opportunity to shift and change. Now, if you just want to be happy in life, and that's all you're looking for, you don't have to do no meditation. You don't have to do none of that. Recognize when your thinking is taking over the show. And recognize when you're truly in that space of just being. That's going to take you to happiness. That's going to take you all the places you need to go. Now, if you want to go a step further towards freedom, you'll have to find somebody you could take with you, whether that's a friend, a coach, somebody who is willing to call you on your stuff and help you look at your life through the lens of you versus the lens of them, right? So you don't want to hire somebody that wants to teach you how to be them. No, sir. No, that's not what you want. What you're looking for is somebody who will be that reflection that you need so that you can see yourself. For instance, I was struggling with Danny. And he's jumping on the couch and he's rambunctious. And I call my homeboy Rob. This is one of the people I got on my journey. And Rob hears my whole story and starts laughing. Now, me and Rob have such a relationship where he laughs and I'm like, what? What's funny about this? And his response is, you're upset that your kids are being kids. It's that simple sometimes. That it's not about them pulling you in that direction. It's helping you see what you already know to be true. Now we're talking about motivation. Why is that motivational? It's because when I start to stumble, when I start to trip, I know a few people who I can call. And I call those people and we'll have a conversation and they will help me see my own point of view, not their point of view. Their point of view is irrelevant in the situation of me. And the same is true when one of them calls me. The same is true when a client calls me. Because then we're in a conversation, a discussion about not what's true for me, not what's true for you, but what's true for human beings. And what's true for human beings is we all think, and it's all sitting on this bed of consciousness. And if we can get out of our own way and start to experience the field of silence, the field of quiet, the space around our thinking, we have a chance to hear that greater mind. In yogic philosophy, they talk about it as the wisdom of the masters. We have an opportunity to hear our higher selves. Now, whether you meditate or you don't meditate, what's important is you begin to notice. That's what partners help you do. Get a system, some sort of system for yourself. I got a loose system where it's like, if I start to notice that I think it's somebody else that's causing me this internal conflict, instantly know, that's a place where I feel stuck. And if I feel stuck, thank you for showing me a place that I feel stuck and I haven't seen yet. Now look, I'm making it sound like it's all gravy and it sounds great, but sometimes it is not an easy experience. But that is part of the journey. That is part of the fun. That is part of the thing that makes us capable of moving forward as human beings. So if you want to produce more, if you want to be that version of yourself that you don't think is possible, look, don't try. Don't even try. But if you have an inkling somewhere inside of you that there is something more for you, there is something greater for you to do and achieve, go for that thing and recognize whatever failures that happen along the way are learning lessons. They are posts to help you go further. And if any part of you tells you any different, listen to those parts of yourself. Get in touch with who you are. Self-discovery. Because once you discover who you are on your journey, you will climb further, faster, because you know when to take a break. You know when to put all in. You know when that feeling inside of you is just fear and you need to push through anyway. And when it's, I'm not looking at this situation right. Let me get in contact with somebody that can help me see a little bit clearer, right? That's wisdom. That's insight. But ultimately knowing that the answer is inside of you. You guys enjoy your experience of climbing towards your personal summit, and we will check you guys out next time.